You ever have one of those days where everything's just going along perfectly fine? It's like even keel, a nice flow, a nice pace, and then you have this jarring incident, something that happens that just throws you all off kilter. Well, just seconds ago, before starting this video report, I opened my email, and there it was, the pre-sale information for Katy Perry's latest concert tour. I, I mean, it just flabbergasted me. I mean, it just flummoxed me. I just don't know how I'm going to get through the rest of the day. But I can tell you one thing. Rest assured, I will not be buying tickets, pre-sale or otherwise, for the Katy Perry tour either. So I feel a little better. I realize there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Guys out there, have you ever had one of those days where you just don't feel like shaving? You just don't want to take the razor to your face? Well, this is the third straight day like that for me, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm one of these guys, I get the 5 o'clock shadow about 2.5 hours after I shave. I can have a full beard in 5 days. Of course, that's the good side. The bad side is that means I'm going to use about 5 times more of Just for Men to turn the white into brown again. Can't be Just for Men, guys, I'm telling you. Although I think I should be a stockholder, or they should endorse these videos, considering how much I've talked about them over the years. But anyway, let's talk about basketball today. Not going to talk about Bakery Boss. I caught up on all my missed episodes last night. I really feel good. I'll tell you what. I think that I can now decorate cupcakes. I think I can use fondant now in order to decorate cakes as well. I think I'm ready. Of course, I also think I'm ready to go in and run a hotel after watching Hotel Impossible as well. But I guess I'm going to have to stick to handicapping. And thank God, after that humiliating, embarrassing, ugly, choose whatever adjective you want, loss with Villanova on Monday night, I bounced right back with an easy winner on SMU last night. How about the Mustangs? Third game in 4 days because I had to play a makeup game on Sunday, and they delivered once more with the win, getting the cover last night against Rutgers. And how bad is Rutgers? Hi, everyone, Al DeMarco here, but you should know that by now. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing watching the video report? This, of course, is going to be your Wednesday video report, and I've got a couple of free selections for you coming up in just a moment. In college basketball, we're going to take a look at the ACC game between Duke and Miami of Florida. And then in the NBA, the Washington and Boston Celtics contest. Your promo today, half-price play of the day. Yesterday, it snapped a 3-day winning streak with those selections as Scott Delaney, 109 winner number 14 out of 17, went down in flames. But come right back today with Anthony Red, his biggest play of the year, 100 dime max wager release. It is his Atlantic 10 game of the year on Rhode Island and St. Joe's. It tips off at 7 o'clock Eastern time. You can get it for half price simply by using the coupon code RED. Now, that's not red like the color. That's red like his last name, R-E-D-D, RED. As he goes for winning day number 10 out of 14, $10 bettors have won a little over $4,000 the past 13 days. Last night, he improved to 4-0 with 75 dime plays in college basketball, with Notre Dame getting the cover against Florida State, and this play is even stronger than that one. Also, the $5 play of the day selection today, Brett Atkins, NBA total of the month winner, 76ers and the Knicks. Brett 5, B-R-E-T-T, and the number 5 is your coupon code. And, of course, you can save $25 off any single purchase here today by using coupon code 25OFF, 25OFF. You might want to consider Brad Wilton, 100 dime max wager winner number 4 in a row. It's his revenge game of the year in basketball. $10 bettors up a little over $9,200 following his betting advice since July. That's the long-term number. Short-term, he's going for winning day number 11 out of 14. And, of course, he had a 3-0 sweep so far in the postseason with NFL 100-dimers. And this play is just as strong as his winner on the Broncos on Sunday. Another guy who had a 100-dime max wager release winner on the Broncos on Sunday happened to be Shawn Michaels. Today, he's back with his basketball action, going for winning day number 83 out of 122 with 50-dime winner number 37 out of 46. He is 36-19-1 with 50-dime plays in all sports combined the past 8 months. It's his NBA Central Division Game of the Year, your Chicago-Cleveland matchup that tips off at 7:05 Eastern. Shawn has had 123 plays over the past 8 months. 82 wins, 39 losses, 2 pushes. $10 bettors have won $30,390. And as I've said to you before, guys, there have been a lot of handicappers that have had very strong runs. Winning streaks, terms of turning profit. Look at the numbers that Scott Delaney and Brad Wilton have turned for you over the past few months. But never, as far as I can recall, since I started these sites 10, 11 years ago now, have we had a handicapper produce that type of profit over $30,000 won. And remember, that's wins minus losses minus VIG over that long of a time period. And people will say, oh, yeah, but they had to buy the place. Well, he's never raised the price of any of those plays. I mean, they've been at a max wager price for months and months now. And even if you were to subtract all that you paid for the plays, you've still won a bloody fortune over the past 8 months. And that's the amazing run that Shawn Michaels is on. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Let's get to your free selections, guys. The first one is going to be in college basketball when I'm going to take a look at the game between Duke and Miami of Florida. And I'll tell you what, I know it's a big revenge game for Duke because, of course, last year when they were taking on a much better Miami of Florida team, and this is not the same Hurricanes team you have this year as last year, as all that talent has gone, and departed from South Florida. I know it's a revenge game because Miami kicked Duke's ass in Florida last year, but this is not a game to be riding Duke in terms of the side, even though the line has dropped from 5 down to 4 in most places because this Duke team hasn't shown you much at all. Sure, they're coming off a big 95-60 home win against NC State, and they managed to nip Virginia 69-65 last week at home. As a matter of fact, I think I had Virginia that night as a play. But remember, their last road game, they scored 59 points at Clemson. This is a team that has been struggling on the road, taking on a Miami of Florida team that struggles offensively and makes you look ugly offensively because of their slow down pace and because of their defense. I mean, remember what happened? And believe me, I certainly remember what happened because I had a 15-9 play on Syracuse 2 Saturdays ago when in their ACC opener, or debut, I should say, at the Carrier Dome, they were on a roll, one of the highest scoring teams in the nation. Miami of Florida comes in, deflates the air and the ball. Syracuse was lucky to win that game 49-44. I look for a similar ugly-looking performance tonight from both of these teams, both offensively and a strong defensive game from Miami of Florida. Okay, you look at this total tonight, and it's sitting at 129.5. I just don't see these two teams combining to go over that number. I mean, look at the game against Virginia, another strong defensive team that actually has an offense, okay? A better team than Miami of Florida. Look at that game at Cameron Indoor Stadium last week. It was a 69-65 final. What's that? 134 points, right, at home in that one. Well, you got 129.5 tonight in Miami. You're not talking about a big point differential there. And I just think that this is a spot to go ahead and play the under and forget about the side. Listen, Miami, they're not a very good shooting team, only hitting about 42.2% of their shots this season. Duke isn't exactly a great offensive team either, especially on the road. So I think you take the under and you just avoid the side. And there's a lot of interesting college games tonight. If I had to take a hunch and a guess off the top of my head, I think West Virginia, even though all points indicate toward taking Texas Tech in revenge after West Virginia rallied and won in overtime 89-86 in Lubbock back on January 4th in OT, I think West Virginia is in a must-win situation tonight, laying 7.5 at home against Texas Tech. Again, just a couple of thoughts about other games. I handicap a slew of games. I only give you a couple of free selections because after I look at the lines, handicap all the games, do all my research, hours have gone by, and I have this huge volume of data sitting there that I've collected. So I figured I'd pass on a couple of others to you. Again, not a big fan of the contest, but I thought that was an interesting game. Iowa, 2-point dog, strong rebounding team, deep team at Michigan, a Michigan team that, of course, is coming off the huge upset of Wisconsin on Saturday, a 2-point line. My first thought in this game, you got to take Iowa. Or is it a trap? Now I know most people would say you got to take Michigan and laying just a couple of points here, but I think it's the other way around. Wolverines definitely in a potential letdown situation. And remember, Michigan has got to go to Michigan State. That's their Super Bowl on Saturday, okay? So even though they've won 7 straight games and they're 5-0 in conference, this Iowa team is damn good, very deep, a strong rebounding team, an excellent shooting team, and they have won 3 straight games, including a win at Ohio State as a 6.5-point dog, winning that game by 10 points. So I think Iowa's to play here. But again, my official free pick in college basketball is going to be Miami and Duke under the number. Now, in the NBA, I think this is a good time to go with the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards are, for the 4th time this season, trying to get over the 500 mark. They're 0-3 so far. Finally, I think they're going to do it. They got back to 500 with a 107-99 matinee win on Martin Luther King Monday against Philadelphia. They've won 4 of their last 5 overall, giving up just 96.2 points a game in that stretch. Now, that may sound like a lot of points, but for the Wizards, that's a damn strong defensive effort. You got a Boston team coming off a 93-86 loss at Miami last night. You've got a Boston team playing its 3rd road game in 4 days. You've got a Boston team that opened its current road trip with a 93-91 loss at Orlando on Sunday. That was a Magic team that had lost 10 straight games. They have lost, they being the Celtics, have lost 15 of their last 17 games, including a 106-99 setback at home as a 1.5-point home chalk against these same Wizards back on December 21st. The Celtics have lost 10 straight on the road. I think this is a good spot to go ahead and take Washington, although admittedly it is a big number. But I think finally, they break over and break out of that never-ending cycle where they get to 500 and then drop down again. They actually get a game over 500 with the win and, more importantly, the cover here today. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I will catch you again on Thursday when we do this once more.